Hi friends, today I'm going to read Greta and the Giants. I know that this is a favourite of a lot of yours. It's one of my favourite books. It's by two ladies called Zoe Tucker and Zoe Perisco. Now, this is based on a real story about a real little girl. There was once a little girl who lived at the heart of a beautiful forest. Her name was Greta. One morning, things weren't quite as they should be. Greta stepped out into her garden, and there, huddled together in the shadows of the trees, were all the animals of the forest. A soft silvery brown wolf stepped forwards, with his tail low to the ground. "Please help us," he whispered. "The forest is broken and we don't know where to go. The giants are ruining our home." The giants had always been there, as long as Greta could remember, but now they were worse than ever. They were lumbering huge oafs, and they were always busy. They chopped down trees to build homes. Then they chopped down more trees and built bigger homes. The houses grew into towns, and the towns grew into cities. They built factories and shops and cars and planes. They worked all day and all night until eventually there was hardly any forest left. But the greedy giants had forgotten how wonderful the forest was. They didn't see all the little birds and bugs and butterflies and bears that trembled in the shadows, and no one told them to stop because everyone was scared of them. Everyone except Greta. "Will you help us?" asked the wolf. Greta looked around her. The animals looked tired and sad. She had to help them, but how? Then Greta had an idea. Greta went to the middle of the wood and waited for the giants to come. She stood alone, holding a big sign, and the sign said, "Stop." She waited, and she waited. On the first day, the giants didn't see her, and they lumbered on by, and on the second and third day too. But on the fourth day, something strange happened. A little boy who had been watching Greta made a sign, and he came and sat down next to her. He didn't say anything, but Greta knew that he felt like she did. His sign says, "Listen." Soon, people and animals saw what they were doing and joined in too. All of those signs that everybody's written. Before long, a huge crowd filled the forest, stretching out to the city and the roads beyond. They stood together and they waited. The crowd was so huge that the giants were stopped in their tracks. "Please stop," Greta cried. "Your greedy behaviour is spoiling our home. You've broken the trees and trampled the flowers, and now the bees and the birds have flown away. These animals are homeless, and our forest is broken." After Greta had spoken, everything went silent. But then everyone in the crowd began to shout, "The smoke from your factories is choking the air. Please stop cutting down the trees. You could help plant new ones," they said, "and mend my home. We need to take care of our forest and live together. Will you help us?" they asked. The giants shuffled, and they fidgeted, and they stomped their feet a bit. They were embarrassed and a little bit sad. You see, the giants were so busy building that they didn't see what they were doing to the forest or to the animals that lived there. The giants felt terrible. "We're sorry," they said, and they promised to try harder. From that day on, the greedy giants weren't so greedy. They slowed down and learnt to sit quietly. They stopped working all the time, and instead they took up new hobbies. They stopped chopping down trees and learnt about gardening and living in the forest. They cooked, repaired, tidied and shared, and before long the forest became more beautiful than they could ever imagine. Isn't that lovely? Everyone living together, all because one little girl decided to help. Thanks for joining us for Greta and the Giants, and we'll see you next time. Bye!